Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video. And in today's video, as you can see, we finally got the coilovers that we're gonna install on the car. And these are the fortune auto 500s generation 8. So this set is specifically made for the 2022 GR86 and the BRZ. And in today's video, as you can see, we finally got the coilovers that we're gonna install on the car. And these are the Fortune Auto 500s Generation 8. So this set is specifically made for the 2022 GR86 and the BRZ. So let's unbox this and let's see what we got inside. Right, so in here we have the certificate of assembly, and it tells you who inspected these and who built them. You also got your hardware, your spanner wrenches, and some Allen keys. All right, so here we go. This is going to be one of the front coilovers. So the first thing you see visually is going to be the laser etching that is on the top hat. So that's something that the Generation 7s did not have. The other visual difference is going to be the locking ring clamps. So they use a Allen key now to lock these rings into place. And I guess before those were an option, but now they come standard. The major difference is going to be inside of the shock is the high flow digressive piston. And if you want to learn more about that, I mean, check out Fortune Auto's website. So it's a really nice coilover. And the cool thing about these is that they're rebuildable. So in the future, if I decide to upgrade the springs, I'll be able to rebuild these guys and not have to buy a whole nother set. So this front set is going to be a 6K spring rate. All right, so let's open up one of these rears. There you go. Really nice green color. No laser etching on top like the fronts, but probably doesn't matter because you wouldn't be able to see it anyways. So these also have the locking ring clamps just like the fronts do. So Allen key, a little sticker here, it says high flow digressive technology. So it has the same upgraded piston just like the fronts. And the spring rates on these are 7K. So I didn't pick anything, you know, fancy. I just picked whatever was standard from their website. And the damper is a 24-way adjustable, front and rear. So I'll be able to adjust, you know, how stiff it is or how soft it is depending on what I'm doing with the car. So these are really nice build quality. Again, they're rebuildable. And I like how the colorways are different from front to rear. On the rears, you got this really nice like green color. And on the front, it's like a gunmetal gray, kind of the same color as the spring. All right, so it looks like we also get a new set of end links for the front sway bar, because after lowering it, these stock end links are gonna be too long. So that's cool that they include these. And that's pretty much it. We have the other rear and the other front. So I'm gonna get all this stuff out of the box and just lay it out on the table. All right, so I'm gonna get to installing these things. This isn't really going to be like an install guide per se. I really just wanna knock this out because it's been so hot here in Cali lately. and it's only 9 o'clock and I'm already sweating my ass off here inside the garage. I still need to set the preload on the front and the rear, so let's get that done, and then I'll just be filming the progress along the way. Okay guys, so I'm recording this a few weeks after the install now. I didn't get a chance to initially record this section for the video. I've just been so busy lately and I just couldn't make time for this. So I've probably put a little over 2,000 miles on the coilover since I installed them. So after I installed them, I had to go get an alignment because the toe was off really bad in the rear. And even after I went and tried to do a test drive just around the block to see how the car felt after I installed them, man, the car was all over the place. And I just went home and parked it. The day after, I went to an alignment shop and just got a basic alignment done. I didn't do anything fancy, and just so that I could go to work the next day and the rest of the week. So I put about 2,000 miles on them so far. I think that they feel really, really good. Initially, I set the damping at the midway point. I didn't go, too soft or too stiff. I just set it in the middle, and I drove a couple of days like that, see how I liked it. And honestly, at the midway point, to me, it felt the way that it did when it was stock. So I think the midway point feels very, very similar to stock. So after a few days of driving it like that, I set the damping, I believe it was 6 clicks from the midway point in the rear, and then the fronts, I set them 3 clicks from the midway point for the front. The rears definitely felt stiffer than the fronts did, so that's why I did it like that. So now I feel like this is a lot more comfortable for daily driving, and it's not as unforgiving as a stock suspension was, for sure. So I'm really happy with the coilover so far. I have not taken the car to the track yet, which that is where I will really see how the car feels compared to stock. I did go on a couple of canyon runs already, and the car feels so planted. I mean, I already have the upgraded sway bars. Like I mentioned in my previous video, actually the company AFE used my car for R&D on the sway bars. So with that upgrade alone, even on stock suspension, it already felt planted. But now with the coilovers, there's just like almost no body roll, like at all. So it feels really good in the canyons right now. The current ride height is not where I plan to leave it. I set it, I just made sure pretty much all 4 corners were the same height. And I just kind of set it to a place where it could live until we get the wheels and tires installed, which is happening really soon. You guys will see that on the next video. I did run into a couple issues. Well, it's really just one issue, but it was with the front sway bar. So what happened was I measured the end link in the front pretty close to what the stock one was, and I do have adjustable end links in the front. So I set them almost the same length, and then I adjusted for the height, from there. I made sure there was no preload at all on the sway bar after the install. But I ran into an issue where I should have shortened these end links. I should have made them shorter than the way that I left them. So what was happening was that the sway bar started hitting the front control arms, the lower control arms, and it left score marks on them. I'll put up a picture here so you guys can see. But that was my mistake, and I'm just showing you guys. That way, if you are planning on installing coilovers, you don't run into the same problem that I had, and you can fix it before it happens. Thankfully, Steven from AFE, I reached out to him and I asked him, what I should do. He said, just make sure that the sway bar is pointing up above the control arms. So initially I had the sway bar kind of pointed like this, like tilted down. So all I had to do was just raise it up, without the sway bar, without the end links on there, just raise up the sway bar, and then pretty much just set the end links as short as I could so that the sway bar can live above the control arm. I haven't had any rubbing issues after that, and it's been good. It's been good so far. So yeah, guys, I mean, I think these Fortune Auto coilovers are really good for what they are. I mean, I would consider them kind of like a midway upgrade in the spectrum, I guess. You know, your lower end coilovers would be kind of like BCs. I consider these kind of like the midway point. Above that would be, you know, external reservoir canister coilovers, which I definitely do not need for my purposes. But this is definitely a good upgrade for those of you that are trying to, you know, make the best of your car. Yeah, really happy with my purchase, and look forward to getting the wheels installed and setting the right height where I want it. So I'm really excited about that, man. I cannot wait to get those damn wheels on. I feel like I've been talking about those wheels for the last, I don't know, 3 videos already. So we're gonna get them on for sure. So you guys stick around for that. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing. It takes up like 2 seconds of your life. So just hit that subscribe button, drop a like on this video. I really appreciate you guys. You know, the last video that I uploaded did really well. And again, appreciate you guys' continued support. Appreciate all the feedback. Definitely let me know what you guys think. So I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.